No, I don't think this is a spoiler. I mean, I'm sure by describing them, you can see how the story's going. But Tristan, he sent letters to Wilson asking if his crew could do dirty work on the outside. And the letters even contained secret codes to retrieve 200,000 from Tristan's father's funeral home. Now, that money was intended to pay for the hit and also to buy drugs to hotshot the victim making it look like heroin overdose. Okay. However, instead of going through with it, Wilson, he snitched. He handed the letters over to the state attorney office. And then after that, they got the statements from the general. In one of the interviews, the general, he admitted the letter, yes, it was his. He said he wrote it, and yes, he was happy enough to talk with Wilson about getting his girlfriend killed. He even confirmed the security codes he gave for his dad's funeral home, plus the victim's addresses and personal information. So the detectives, they did their due diligence. They checked it all out with the funeral home, and it turns out, yep, the codes that Wilson, they were the codes for the money in the safe, 200,000. They would all got the information. Gendron's being hit with a charge for criminal solicitation of first-degree felony. But I don't know, Wilson, he didn't rat him out because he had some big moral awakening. I'm guessing he saw the chance to try and make a deal, and he tried to take it. But didn't happen.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's pretty interesting, though.
Yeah.
So the great long list of possible chances to lock him up forever before he can kill somebody would yet again get another glaring addition in February of 2019. On the 18th of that month, Wilson had attempted to kill his ex-girlfriend, Kelly Matthews. Kelly later opened up about the incident in a series of TikToks and said that up to that point, Wade had never once been violent with her and hadn't showed any signs of violent or destructive behavior. So she was beyond shocked when he came very close to ending her life. She claimed that Wilson repeatedly choked her, bit her on the chin and face, and he even took a knife and cut her clothes off before sexually assaulting her. The incident strongly mirrors other claims by other women, none of whom would have known each other. Matthews added that Wilson had forced her into the car's footwell and gagged her with a shirt. These details are, listeners, you can already tell these details are similar to a previous case of the woman who was kept in the car, but unfortunately the police didn't think so, and the crime, yet again went unpunished. And that choice would soon come back to haunt the Floridian community of Cape Coral.
I watched an interview with Kelly Matthews.
Did you?
I did. And she spoke about the assault that she experienced.
Yeah.
Which was, first of all, horrific. Yeah. But even more shocking was how the police handled it. So when she reports...
Can I stop you? That's the least shocking part about anything is how the police are handling things.
Fair enough. So when she reported the attack, a sexual assault kit was done. They also collected DNA from under her fingernails, and they took photos documenting multiple injuries on her body. The results came back, which were a match to Wade Wilson, both from the kit and the DNA under her nails. So the police, they did a follow-up investigation and found the knife used to cut her clothes in the car. And then, nothing. So the police, they did question Wilson, but he claimed it was all consensual, saying that, she was sort of into that kind of thing. And Kelly followed up with the investigating officer multiple times, since the man who assaulted her was still free. Yeah. But the officer, he eventually told her that if she kept calling, he would block her number. He then told her that the DNA test results were inconclusive, and he even tried to charge her with stalking Wilson.
Was lying and then protecting.
Yeah, so basically, they did all the DNA, like the
DNA all matched.
It all matched, they got it all, and basically, man, it didn't want to work. So one kept calling him, like, have you done anything? And she kept on, she was calling, because he was out of state, she was calling him trying to get names so she could get the police to arrest him. And then what happened was he just lied and said, forget about it, DNA wasn't his,
I'm on my break, stop calling me.
And then she was like, look, I've been calling trying to get him here so you can arrest him. He was like, I'm going to charge you with stalking. Well, you need to stop calling, which is crazy. So Kelly blew my mind. Wild. So she reported the officer, and an internal investigation revealed that he was incompetent. His punishment was a suspension of 120 hours. And then
he got a week-long vacation.
Right? Yeah. A good old pat on the back. Yeah. He did get demoted down to road control, but I'm sure he was hard to live down there as well. Yeah, my God.
I often wonder, because we've mentioned it at the start, and we'll get to it a little bit towards the end as well, about how all these chicks on TikTok are like commenting on Wade Wilson. I think the police are also not part of it. They're like, hey, I mean, like the police and detectives. That's why he just keeps getting on. It's not that silence in the police. I think that's it. Now, things get really on October 6th, 25-year-old Wade Wilson and 35-year-old Christine Melton and her friend Stephanie Sailors in Fort Myers Bar were alive. The women from Cape Coral were enjoying a night out when Christine and Wade got to chatting with drinks. Unfortunately, Wade was able to woo Christine into making a fateful decision that would cost her everything. Wade Wilson was charming and didn't raise any red flags, according to friend Stephanie Sailors, who was there. When the live music ended at the bar, Christine Melton and Stephanie Sailors took Wilson with them to the house of Jason Shepherd, another fella they had met that night. And at Jason Shepherd's house, Christine and Wade had consensual sex before Stephanie Sailors, Christine Melton, and Wade Wilson took an Uber back to Christine's duplex apartment. Stephanie left soon after. She hugged Christine and said, "I'll see you tomorrow." Why what happens next happened, we will never know, but it's just Wade Wilson being Wade Wilson, and he's too unpredictable and too much of an unreliable narrator to even hazard a guess. But what we do know is that sometime during the following morning, October 7th, 2019, Wilson had strangled Christine Melton to death in her own bed. After murdering Christine, Wilson stole her food, and throughout the morning, Stephanie Sailors had repeatedly texted her friend to check in on her. Despite not getting a reply, she wasn't overly worried as it had been a late night for Christine. She was set to work that day, so she figured she was just sleeping at home. Sailors only suspected something was wrong when she received a call from the Coral police. Though she was unable to repeat what was said in the call, it was clearly something about Wilson's past that had set off alarm bells. Christine Melton had grew up in Illinois. She and a friend moved to Cape Coral, where she now works as a waitress. She was just happily living her life. Wilson took that from her, and likely for no other reason than he could and he wanted to. So that morning after leaving Christine's, he was walking out of a store, and Wilson came into contact with his ex-girlfriend, Melissa Montanez, in the parking lot of her business, Neo Spa. Now, Melissa Montanez wanted to know where the hell her car was. It turned out that she'd given him the keys while they were at a bar the night before, as she didn't have a secure pocket to keep them in. Why the hell would you, of all these, I need somebody to hold the keys for me. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Wade Wilson. Good idea. Wilson, though, had taken this as permission to drive away in the car, abandoning her alone. By the time she saw him on the 7th, Wade was still driving Christine Melton's black Nissan Versa. Wilson ended up attacking Montanez and holding her against the wall with his hand around her throat. After leaving the parking lot in Christine Melton's car, Wilson drove around, prowling for his next victim.
Yeah, he was literally on the hunt. In his own words to detectives, he said he was on a rampage at this point. He was emotional and uncontrolled. He then went on to say, I was on a fucking roll and already fucking one down. So like the latter,
yeah. Very shortly after the altercation with Montanez, Wilson came across 43-year-old mother and bartender Diane Ruiz. Diane was walking to work at the massage to start her 10 a.m. shift when she encountered Wade Wilson. Simply wrong place, wrong time. Wilson asked Ruiz for directions and managed to talk her into getting into his car. As soon as she did, though, Wilson switched up on her, beating her and strangling her, and then he shoved her out of the moving car, running over her multiple times, quote, until she looked like spaghetti. Ruiz's body would not be found until several days after her murder.
So later on, when detectives were asked about when they grew up, he told detectives that it was all consensual. So like, he was able to lure her in the car and have sex with her. So he said, "Oh yeah, it was all consensual." I was like, "Shouting in the hell."
He says everything. I work here. It was
yeah, right, yeah.
It's really just sick. Later that morning, Wilson ran into Mateo Graphics, where he encountered Josh Lukich. This Lukich guy described Wilson as looking worse for wear, covered in blood, and missing teeth. Lukich said Wilson asked him for cash, a bus ticket, plane ticket, or something to leave the town. Wilson was frantically darting around the store while ranting about having killed someone. The 911 call soon after Wilson left the store, Lukich revealed details of Wilson's frenzy visit. By the early afternoon of October 7th, police were already on the lookout for Wilson in connection with the battery of his ex when she was asking for her keys back. So when a call came into Cape Coral PD with the sighting of Wilson in the parking lot of a Joe's Crab Shack, an officer was dispatched to the scene immediately. The officer approached Wilson, who was in Melton's Nissan still, and could see that he was shirtless and appeared to be missing. He informed Wilson that he was going to detain him, not arrest him, so they could just get things cleared up, but also asked him to wait in his car while another officer arrived as he was alone. Wilson protested that there hadn't been any involved, and as soon as the chance came, he put the car into drive and fled, managing successfully to evade the officer. Wilson ended up driving, he found an empty house, he broke in, and he made himself at home. Honestly, it's very, very lucky for the owners that they were not there on that day, because, as you so eloquently put it, he was on a holiday. Wilson used the home's landline to contact none other than Stephen Pestasek, his biological father, who he came back in contact because he was put up for adoption as a kid. I guess he reconnected.
I know his parents, they were 13 people.
Oh wow, okay, so they were like, that's children names. That's not
They
they
were, so, and I know his own biological mother was friends with the church. That was his adoption. So I don't think it was too hard to find him. I think when he was around like 17, 18, he was interested and he tried to get back in contact. He spent a lot of time like asking stuff, money and stuff.
Right.
So, yeah. It was just another person, like another resource to
Right.
The mucho.
Right, yeah. So Wilson went on to not only tell his father about being holed up in the house, he also recounted the very, very graphic details of all the crimes he had committed that day, including running over Ruiz as many as 10 to 20 times. That's when he made the famous remark about leaving Ruiz looking like spaghetti. Pestasek would later say his son sounded excited and was reveling in what he'd done. He said it was almost like Wade expected him to follow him, like in his excitement. And isn't this like showing off?
Be proud of him.
Yeah, exactly. Don't you think this is as cool as I do? His father was able to talk Wilson down and into surrendering to Cape Coral PD and took him into custody without further incident.
His dad was actually, he was able to get the address of the empty house by saying that he was going to help him and send him an Uber to go get him. So when Wilson gave him the address, his dad said, yep, I'm going to send an Uber out to get you. Then he just called the cops, which is a nice little cherry on top because I'm sure that hurt Wilson.
Yeah.
You know, because he seems like a guy with daddy issues.
Following his arrest, Wilson was indicted on 2 counts of first-degree murder, multiple battery charges, grand theft auto, burglary, and petty theft. Naturally, the 2 first-degree murder counts alone make it a capital case, and the prosecutors were quick to state that they wouldn't be happy with anything other than the death penalty for Wilson.
Right, because when he confessed to police, he actually didn't know that they had already found the body of Wilson. So he tried to make a deal and said that he would take them to the area where he left the body if they stopped off and got a burger and fries from McDonald's. And he really wanted that burger also. He kept on bringing it up as they were chatting. He's like, okay, so when are we going?
Yeah.
And it's getting kind of late. So like, we got to get going now. Like, and as far as I know, he never got the burger and fries, which is really nice.
Yeah, good. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. During his trial, the state called dozens of witnesses to testify against Wilson, from Wilson's own friends and family, all the way to family, friends, and colleagues of the 2 women he murdered. Now, Wade Wilson didn't have much of a chance, and he and his lawyer knew it. To be fair, though, even in the face of a pretty nailed-on guilty verdict, and very possible death ruling, Wade's counsel did their damnness to manage the situation. Now, something that comes up again and again in modern murder trials, especially the more vicious ones, is the idea of traumatic brain injuries and whether or not they can affect a person's behavior to the point they can't be held responsible for their own actions. Wilson's lawyer, Kevin Shirley, really did his best to persuade the court of Wilson's inability to control his actions being truly a matter, basically of his physical biology, not his character, his brain, his precious brain.
Oh, my brain, what did he? Brain.
While preliminary testing by a forensic psychiatrist, Dr. Mills, wasn't enough to persuade the judge in his case to declare a retrial was needed, his findings, having interviewed Wilson on several occasions, were enough for the judge to concede that further testing was merited. Dr. Mills actually testified on behalf of Wilson and told the court it was his expert opinion that Wilson suffered from a long list of mental defects and conditions that he believed made Wilson chronically and severely ill, medically speaking. A second expert witness, neuropsychologist Dr. Hyman Eisenstein, also supported Mills' findings and added that he had diagnosed Wilson with a laundry list of mental illnesses, including, but not limited to, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and schizoaffective disorder. Dr. Eisenstein further testified that he was willing to state on record that Wilson's brain function was severely impaired and his brain was not functioning like that of a healthy adult. I think that's safe to say his brain was not functioning like that of a healthy adult.
Right. Also, with the name Dr. Eisenstein, I mean, you gotta be a doctor.
That's a great name,
Isn't it?
isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what else
it's a good
you
one.
gonna do?
Yeah. So obviously, these experts were employed by the defense. So their claims needed to be independently assessed to see if they could really be taken into account. And this was after the guilty verdict, which we all knew was coming, but before sentencing. I mean, everyone knows he did it, but his mental faculties should he be killed, like, death penalty style.
Yeah.
Such strong testimony must always be taken into account, and the judge certainly took it into account for about 5 seconds and then lectured it. 1 week before he was due to be sentenced, Wilson was transported to a medical research facility to undergo MRI scans to assess the level of physical damage and to help in the consideration of whether it was enough to be considered a mitigating factor. But I think they also just wanted to MRI what a true psychopath's brain looked like.
Right. He's just a narcissist sociopath who threw a load of drugs at him.
Yeah, for sure. There's people who have long mental illnesses, and it can cause people to do things that they would never normally do, horrifying things, and it's not really their fault. It's a disease.
Yeah.
But with a person like Wade Wilson, I don't fucking buy it for a second.
Different story.
Yeah, totally different story. There are some people who do have mental illness, and it can turn them into murderers or rapists or whatever it is. Some people are just like that because they just aren't that.
They just like it.
Yeah, that's it. On August 27th, 2024, Wade Wilson, now aged 30, finally appeared before the judge and jury who would decide his fate. With all testimony heard, including that of experts, the decision was read. In Florida, unlike many other states, death penalty rulings do not need to be unanimous, so a 10-2 vote in favor was enough. With the sentence read, the judge, following customary protocol, asked if there were any other matters to discuss before dismissal. That's when Wade's lawyer piped up and told the court Wade Wilson had a morbid request. Despite having several more charges pending, Wilson wanted the court to expedite his case and get him to the figurative chair as soon as possible. Which, why not? Yeah. The former defense counsel made a note that the cases pending were related to drugs and escape charges. We'll get to them in a second. That Wilson had accrued while he was in prison, so regardless of those verdicts, they would not affect, the death sentence will just overrule basically anything else he gets anyway. You can't really do, what else are you going to do to him?
We're going to kill you again.
Yeah, exactly. So those charges that he got were related to the shit he was doing while he was in jail and stuff, awaiting his trial. The drugs charges were related to back a year earlier, and were actually some pretty serious charges, had he not already been facing death. That would have got him a very long sentence on their own. See, Wade Wilson had actually overdosed in custody at the Lee County Jail, and following an investigation, they charged Wade Wilson and 5 other men with a variety of drugs offenses. Prison guards and officials uncovered Wilson's part in smuggling in meth and other amphetamines. On April 20th, 2023, a K-9 team found 2 bags of powder, which later tested positive for amphetamines, as well as cigarettes, pills, lighters, and all stashed in the jail's receiving area. The bus had come in after jailhouse phone calls had alerted officials to someone called Bonnie Wiggins, which is an awesome name, and a plan to bring in narcotics. Then the search and the good boys Snouts did the rest. When it finally all came to trial in August 2024, Wilson pleaded no contest and was subsequently sentenced to 2 counts, one of conspiracy to traffic and a second of attempted trafficking of meth and amphetamines. Each got him a 12-year custodial sentence and a couple $100 in fines, but basically that's all in the realm of legal fiction and doesn't really matter, as Wade Wilson is currently one of the 288 plus men on death row in Florida's Union Correctional Institution in Rayford, Florida. Oh yeah, by the way, the escape charges were in connection with an incident on September 30th, 2020, when Wilson and his cellmate, Joseph Katz, attempted to flee Lee County Jail. When prison officers searched the pair's 10 by 10 foot cell, they found a litany of preparations for escape, including the metal frame around the cell window having been removed, along with several deep cracks in the security glass. The pair also managed to unbolt the cell's metal spool from the floor, something they likely used as a tool intended to employ a heavy weapon. Wilson was deemed to have planned the whole thing and was charged with attempted escape and criminal mischief, which, good old criminals, you gotta love it. He's a rowdy rascal. And that should have been it. He's a horrible bastard. because he did horrible things and was sentenced to death for them.
Yeah.
And I mean, whether or not you agree with the death penalty, I flip flop. I think some of them up because generally I don't agree with it. But when you have a person like Wade Wilson, I'm like, yeah.
I think the problem is there's so many people that end up with death.
Yeah, for sure. And even like it's one or two people, I don't know.
Yeah, like there's some people in society that should be in society.
Yeah, I mean, but I think with Wade Wilson, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Maybe I'll be like the part we will get into now. Because as I said, that should have been Wilson's story, gone to trial, and quickly should have been thrown into the deepest, darkest hole possible. But sadly, the deepest and darkest hole is just the world we live in nowadays. We are already in there, folks. We're already in the deepest and darkest hole. We're already there. And rather than fade into obscurity, Wade instead wanted to have dozens of needles stuck into his face and went viral. Instead, like one of the most interesting parts of Wade Wilson's story actually has nothing to really do with the man himself. It's the cult that has grown up around him, which is, I mean, it's literally on TikTok. It's infuriating, sad, pathetic. If you're a member of this cult, please look in the mirror and reevaluate your own life. Yeah. Oh man, it's so pathetic. It's actually the makes you mad.
There's still people like that. As it is, like, I don't have to they've like given some over the last week. He was defending him.
Yeah. I think if these people were defending him, put him in a room with Wade Wilson for an hour and see what he does. Yeah. See how hard you're defending him then. It's something I've sort of been glossing over through this whole one. Is old Wilson's unusual appearance. Now, if you're listening to this, you probably know what he looks like. His face was sort of plastered everywhere. Wilson went into prison rather fresh-faced and youthful, as shown in his early mugshots taken when he was first received into custody at Lee County Jail. But it's safe to say that Wade quickly got himself a new hobby, as in every subsequent image released of the man, he seemed to have a new addition on the doodle book he calls his face, and the real shit tattoos as well. For a man soon to be sitting in front of a jury that may have, been made up of a variety of races and genders, it takes a very bold, not even bold, it's a very dumb person basically, because, he's a swastika. That's one of the tattoos. I mean, it's just not even dumb. It's like you're just a real bastard. Sure, I don't know. There's no excuse for that. There's one clip I remember from the trial where Wade is sitting beside his lawyer, and his lawyer is, I feel sorry for his lawyer, because obviously he doesn't choose to do this, but he just has to. It's part of his job. But there's one part where he looks over at Wade, and he kind of leans backward, and he sees the swastika on the side of his face, and he just shakes his head. Yeah, it's quite funny at the same time.
I found a quote from his lawyer regarding his face tattoo. He said, Mr. Wilson created his appearance while in custody awaiting trial. He has never expressed his reason. My colleagues successfully argued for the procedure to cover up tattoos. Basically, they tried to put makeup on. However, when that did not work, he used it to show his mental instability. Probably what it was. They got them covered up.
Yeah, that's true. So prior to being space scribbled on by a adult reject, Wilson had actually somehow won himself a many times. Go back to the TikTok. It's insane. So mugshot, it was circulated around social media, and it ended up becoming this whole, I can change him style meme. Yeah, it's really bizarre and disturbing. One of the most famous examples of that was that Jeremy gangster, then his mugshot was posted like every wild. You probably remember his face. It's very striking blue eyes. He ended up becoming a model. And I guess these people want to do the same thing as with Wade Wilson. But then, I mean, I know that Jeremy guy wasn't, he was a piece of shit also, but he wasn't a murderer or a rapist like Wade Wilson was. Yeah. So maybe don't bring him. And if you think he should be placed, go into a room with him for an hour. See what happens. Yeah. So there you go. That's it. That's really it. Like I said, with all this news on sausages, do you think his man will drop off? But the key, according to today, they're still rock hard for him.
And it's not there. It's not with women either.
What?
Yeah, there's prison calls on YouTube where he's talking to men, calling them baby and saying that he's in love with them. It's $20, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, hey, $20, $20. Hey, well, fair play to him, I suppose. I mean, he's got nothing but time on his hands now, so. Listen, might as well. What's stopping you? There you go, man. I'm kind of eager to end this I really hate this guy. I'm kind of here to stop talking to him at this point. He's a real piece of shit, and that's basically all you need to know, folks. Is that Wade Wilson. Who,
let's forget about it. We don't need to give him any more airtime. This was the last podcast.
Exactly. Nobody else is allowed to talk about Wade Wilson ever again. And you're also, I demand that you stop thinking about it as soon as. I demand it. But yeah, there you go, folks. He's still in prison to this day, waiting one-way ticket straight down to the place. So there you go. That's the story of the Deadpool killer.
Yeah, happy.
Right. Right. Yeah.
No, fuck.
That's the shit.
There you go. They just you took the. You really can't say anything. All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening to this whole episode of the That Chapter podcast. Yeah, it means a lot to me. It means a lot to Keith. As always, please, rate your review, tell your friends, or else.
I go for
I'll Wade Wilson. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, folks. Till next week, or Friday when I put up the audio of a good YouTube episode. Please check that out. Actually, do check it out. Check out all of our episodes. I don't know why I'm saying that. All right, that's it. I guess that's it. Man, my outros are getting worse. And I've been doing this for like 2 years. Some podcasts just sort of. Bye.
Jeez. Bitch like some Latin American.
Switch to government must care. You get 72-hour protection against orders.
Hey you and welcome folks. My name is Mike and thank you so much for joining me on the last episode of the That Chapter podcast. You know what, I called Keith and said, you're so sick here, Keith. Why don't you hop on this whole episode of the podcast? And he said no. He said he was too mad at people because they were making fun of the fact that he wears the same black t-shirt every single episode. He likes something to see him wearing. This is a podcast. But he just said he was being bullied by the audience and he just couldn't take it anymore. So he said he was going to give this one a miss or something like that. I mean, I'm literally putting words in his head. But, I mean, he probably would have said something like that if we had recorded this episode together. But, well, mean, okay, it could also be the fact that I'm going on vacation and I didn't have time to leave before I left and I had to record an episode of the podcast for you guys. But it could just as easily have been because he felt like you'd be bullied. Because in fairness now, I mean, you know, we should all bully. But no, it's great, and you'll be back on the next episode of the podcast. But for you today, it's a Mike solo, and I have for you the story of Jeanette, Deaf Alma, and the Devils. For this story, we're going all the way back to August 7th, 1972, in the suburbs of New Jersey, for a good old dose of the famous, like the dearly beloved song. I mean, when you have like any episode of the podcast with words panic in it, I'm in. I gotta be in there. This is the story of a young teen who went missing. When she was finally found, it was in the most disturbing way possible, which leaves us with so many questions that come up to today. On one afternoon, 16-year-old Jeanette De Palma left her home at 4 Clearview Road in Springfield Township, having planned on stopping by a friend's house before heading into work for her afternoon shift. Jeanette would never arrive at her friend's place, nor would she make it to work. When she didn't return home that evening, as expected, her parents, Salvatore and Florence, called 911 and reported their daughter missing. That was late summer 1972. The answers would come in the fall. With 4 sisters and 3 brothers, Jeanette was the 8th and youngest of the De Palma children. She was born August 3rd, 1956, and that meant she'd only turned 16 years old 4 days before her disappearance on August 7th, 1972. The De Palma family moved to the upper middle-class suburb of Springfield Township in the mid-1960s. Springfield Township is basically a suburb of Newark, and for that, my only frame of reference is The Sopranos. So there you go. They'd previously just lived 30 minutes away in Roselle, New Jersey, so it wasn't a huge change for the family. Being a large Italian family, the De Palmas thought it would be quite comfortable. They later described themselves as born-again evangelical Christians and attended the Assemblies of God Evangelical Church in Elizabeth, New Jersey. They did that several times a week, but didn't make them stand out too much. The move away from the traditional church wasn't exactly looked on favorably by the neighbors, and while they weren't persecuted, they were ostracized to some degree. In fact, as a somewhat general rule, the families kept to themselves and would go out of their way to socialize, but it's not like they had any specific issues with anyone. The De Palma family were just pretty reserved. Jeanette, though, was a little bit being much more outgoing, even though she was able to be religious at a young age, she still knew difficulties. Jeanette's parents, Salvatore and Florence, were pretty interesting. Sal, he was an auto mechanic, Flo, a homemaker, and they were happy to have moved to this area. It was safe and quiet in comparison to the surrounding town. Now, the family being very private was sort of odd to the neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, this was a, oh, hey, we're everybody knows each other's weaknesses. And having dinner together, knowing the neighbors.
Spicy meatball.
So the De Palmas were actually viewed as the by those who, but they were
Well,
rumors did go around.
let's go over here.
By the numerous times kids to the home. Seems like they were like collecting, you know, just domestic disputes, like there was Pokemon. And it wasn't necessarily Sal doing it either, though Sal wasn't allegedly very much as well. He got busy with those. Excuse me. Now, you know,
We were in the ramp, right?
A reputation that was
This is the ramp, right?
Oh, hi, I'm talking to you.
It's pretty cool.
A good-looking man like you working as a guard?
Not like this.
Seems like a
This
shame to me.
is the ramp.
I have to keep watch so that
That what, handsome?
Right.
I once old
Sit
folks
in the
start
rampart.
getting soft in the head.
Woody Harrelson. So, you know, but
Careful.
Look at that. Her point, baby. Where's this dude? He's in the building on the other side of this building. think it is barber? A big barber. What is this? What is this? Oh, this is the tournament thing, isn't it? Oh, the tournament. Dude, the tournament. I gotta find it. What's this thing? What's this place? Oh, get out of here. That's where the other place. Or is it tomorrow? Oh, this tournament day. So, it should be held tomorrow. Okay. I gotta go. That's so amazing.
Excuse me.
That night, well, I think he was never late. She was. They eventually were neighbors. Built then they the Apollo family was really informed because this was the second divorce that they would wait 24 hours before anything could be done. Research did begin after that, but on the very start, it went nowhere. There was no sighting of it. The last sighting of it was...
Right, excuse me.
Oh my goodness. Barber. It's not this house. It's that one.
It would be 6 weeks after she disappeared that she went space into discovered.
I'm sorry.
On September
26th.
not far from the deployment, a woman was visible. Her newborn
This is getting annoying.
started off later with what?
That shit in a barrel? Shit in a wheelbarrow?
Only when we could drop for a second piece, we realized what she was actually seeing was a bone.
No. This begs the question. Did the horse shit in the wheelbarrow? So it looks like fresh shit. It doesn't look like trouble shit.
I honestly don't know how anyone can get that. I mean, at first they all this no. It's like they would never do it.
It's enough. Enough food. Moving away.
Greetings to you.
It's always a way in. Oh, there it is.
Excuse me. What do you need, sir?
Innkeeper.
What's new in town? Try asking at the Kingfisher Baths. I hear the proprietor has some trouble.
Betty the bathkeeper. Problems?
Aye, that's the one. Some difficulty with the city council or
Here
something.
we go.
That's all I know. It would be better to ask her directly.
Aye, I'll do that. She's a friend of mine.
And that's about it.
Sounds interesting. Thanks, innkeeper. Show me your...
Now, all of that, a full autopsy would be impossible. The The coroner, the medical examiner for Nuremberg, was only able to report Jeanette's death as suspicious and not specifically a homicide.
One of
It
each.
notes that most likely the cause of death was either strangulation or asphyxiation due to there being
I'd
like to discuss the price.
damage that could be attributed to a knife or a gunshot wound.
It's only got
Still, though, that didn't stop the rumor mill from spinning a narrative of a
Do you
drug
accept?
fueled
That's
orgy
not
that
worth it.
ultimately led to her death. And
You
though
see?
there were no signs
I
of
knew.
sexual assault,
Thank you, sir.
These go
And come
down.
again.
Wow.
incredibly suspect
Hungry, huh?
searching
Go get some food.
this girl for 6 weeks, and then she was found in a
What do you have?
place near like Florida.
Eight beers.
The fact that she was found in a place called the Dallas
Good chicken.
immediately it sends a shiver down his spine. And the exact circumstances how she was discovered
Look, man.
is seen around the a central part of the
6
equator
dried beef
near
for
this
mutton.
According to some early newspaper reports, Jeanette's body was found surrounded by branches and sticks that formed
Why?
There were also dozens of makeshift crosses made out of smaller sticks and twigs dotted all around the site.
Interesting.
Was the word that was used. There was also
What is the
bushes
Lord? How do they balance it that way?
By the time the reports had made themselves by way of full-on pentagram and crosses somehow become the brutalized remains of small animals. Now we talk about escalation. The story quickly kind of got ahead of itself. The very first report into her death went something like it went exactly like this. Let me look. Investigation into the death of 16-year-old Jeanette was focusing on black witchcraft and sacred worship. A review of the NBC photos recording the leading authorities to believe the girl's death may have been in the nature of a sacrifice. These films first off be on the scene by chance. They have seen as simple. Detectives Fred Union have been alerted to the possibility that a cult or member played a part in the death. A search party discovered the remains. She'd been missing 6 weeks on September 19th in a wooded area in Edenvale, Florida, on the Wood Cliff, about 200 yards from the road. One surgeon said she was the wood were crossed on the ground overhead. More wood framed the body like a coffin. Another person who was there said, I guess if you guys are looking for signs, they were there. So the investigation began. And then immediately linked to the event. Case was, dun dun dun, folks, you might remember this one, John List. You might remember him, medical endorsement on this very podcast. John List, also of New Jersey, not far away, murdered his family about a year before. He had vanished after the murder. I mean, you know, you guys know me and Keith discussed this. Well, actually, yeah, because of course, he murdered his family 3 days. I mean, ultimately, before he in this big old mansion, his bodies were discovered using his plane trip mansion, and his daughter was allegedly very interested in witchcraft. He will admit that he was involved. Disappears. He killed Jeanette's diplomacy. Because if you'll recall from the John List episode, he was still believed he could be in the area. Remember his mansion burnt down like a movie job. I was attributed to John List at the point, so that could be his attachment. And this is a lot of weird, strange murders happening in this area of New Jersey around the same time. Or New Jersey, yeah. Other, if you're entering this period of history, well, that was the thing. The case
I die. I got all these guesses right.
It went cold almost immediately.
Warlord.
I mean, there was no clues that she died, right? She'd been up here for so long, but it's like she died somehow. So either somebody killed her, which is some member, vampire, witch, sickness killed her.
Word about the
somebody
price.
here in place with the name of Satan himself. Or there's also these small
What would you say to this?
You'll have to make...
died getting rid of her. They dumped her body
That's
out here.
almost unacceptable.
Maybe it was an accident.
Aye, you'll convince me. I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
I got the tip. The hot tip resolution thing over here.
Are they?
I'm sorry.
Learn more at workingfornewyork.org. There's so much wasting stuff on the Android, and we showed 8 products for the first ever special hire that first we unveiled a freshly designed system for installing smart watches.
We call it Material-Free Expressive, the biggest evolution of our design language in years.
Then we demoed the latest Gemini breakthroughs. I can switch to Gemini.
I really need to eat something.
That's right. That's the reason.
And for the Gemini, the rest of the Android devices. We're bringing first. I'll give your relationship safety.
Here, Mutt.
And there he stole everything he could lay his hands on.
She knows
Just
that
listen,
one.
coins, jewelry, silver goblets, 2 pairs of shoes, a sack of carrots, and a nearly new jacket. And what did he do then? He went down the road and tried to flog it all. He said he'd bought everything from merchants and peddlers. And to cap it all,
Look what I have
he
for you.
charged eye-watering prices. But his luck was out. One merchant could tell the goods were stolen and reported him straight away. And before he knew it, he was in irons. And
I'm sorry.
What is this? Oh yeah, just moving straight. Go through that brown door. It's probably locked.
In the end, spending more than a decade with people publishing a book on the case.
That Lights good. What is this thing?
Grüß Gott.
This was, of course, for a Google search for take 100.
What's that?
Most obscure mysteries.
Bad
All
luck.
this to go on, and then were the rumors and rumors of a wild pretty girl that was murdered by Satan.
I apologize.
Daddy.
Empirical research into the effects of alcohol on teenagers. One of two may have painted a bit of an idealized image of their daughter. She certainly wasn't. Their relation made out like similar to her friends and those who were, as we all described, perfectly like rock, full of all the things typical of the local people. Still, facts rarely matter when it comes to a good old.
One beer, please.
As long as that description is right,
A tankard of ale, thanks.
It's a story of there's two versions of the real version of was witnessed religious the other version these characters mentioned characters keep their statement from what
Well, come to your senses yet? Oh, fuck you. I'm telling you, Conrad's going to win the tournament. I'm telling you, he doesn't stand a chance.
Can't beat that.
Conrad wins every time. Just look at him. He could cut you in half without even pulling his sword from the scabbard. True, but not even Conrad would dare stand against the devil. What? What are you blabbering about? I heard about this one bloke, a young fella, but they say no one stands a chance against him because he's in league with the devil. Blessed Virgin, who is it? His name is bloody hell. What is it? Stinging? Spaceship? Something starting with a Z. They say he soaks his freaking booster blood before every fight. That gives him superhuman strength. We'll see about that.
Sons are
Taking their time again.
I should look at the size.
Well, come to your senses yet?
Alright, perfect.
Oh, fuck you. I'm telling you, Conrad's going to win the tournament. Told you, he doesn't stand a chance. Conrad wins every time. Just look at him. He could cut you in half without even pulling his sword from the scabbard. True, but not even Conrad would dare stand against the devil. What? What are you blabbering about? I heard about this one bloke, a young fella, but they say no one stands a chance against him because he's in league with the devil. Blessed Virgin, who is it? His name is bloody hell. What was it? Stinging? Spaceship? Something starting with a Z. They say he soaks his freaking booster blood before every fight. That gives him superhuman strength. We'll see about that. To your senses yet? Oh, fuck you. I'm telling you, Conrad's going to win the tournament. And I'm telling you, he doesn't stand a chance. Conrad wins every time. Just look at him. He could cut you in half without even pulling his sword from the scabbard.
But there were some rumors.
What would you like?
I hear you're having some problems with the city council.
Has word got round already? Oh, wonderful.
What's going on?
The leeches have run out of ideas who to bleed dry, so they've come up with a new tax on us.
What tax?
The clean tax, they call it. One bathhouse in KUTTENBERG will be chosen that won't have to pay into the city coffers. The official municipal bathhouse, they're going to call it. But they'll slap the clean tax on the rest of us and bleed us dry.
How much will the tax be?
A lot more than I can afford. I already have to think twice before spending a single groschen, and every extra cost will only make it worse. I'll have to close down before the first snows.
Do you already know which baths they'll choose?
I'll bet it's
As a municipal bathhouse, couldn't it be yours?
I'd have to be friends with the councillors for them to vote for me. But do you know who has votes for sure?
Adam, I'd reckon.
That's right. And when he gets special status, I'll be ruined by the tax and have to close.
It almost sounds like that's no accident.
You find it fishy as well, eh?
Do you think he's behind it?
He couldn't do something like this on his own. But he does have one special customer. Councillor Jerome Naz. That man has half the council under his thumb. And Adam treats him like a king. The best girls, the best wine... And he's never had to pay a single groschen, believe me.
So Adam is buying him?
Exactly. And I bet he was the one who came up with the clean tax. Extra coin. No councillor will say no to that.
Is there anything we can do?
I don't know. These last days I've been trying to persuade at least some councillors to vote for me. But without Naz's supporters, it won't do me much good.
How many of them promised to vote for you?
A few, but even those are not certain. The leeches are happy to take your coin and promise you the world, but how they'll vote, only God knows.
Well, what if this Naz had a nasty experience in Adam's bathhouse? Maybe he and Adam wouldn't be so close anymore.
That might not be a bad idea. If he thought they couldn't care less about him, maybe he'd give my bathhouse a try.
Right. So what are we going to do to him?
I'd try asking the wenches at Adams. They're bound to know the councillor's likes and dislikes.
Right. I'll try to spoil his day somehow.
Thanks very much. It's wonderful you're willing to help. But please, don't leave it too long. It's not long till the council meets, and I need to win over those votes before then.
Okay. Got some side quests. But the one is tomorrow. No repute. Blue. I go to the Adam's bathhouse over here.
Adding further merits to the serial killer option is the fact that Jeanette's favorite necklace, a plain gold cross and chain she wore every day, it was never recovered. It was never found on the market. Is it sitting on some
You have to help me. Someone's following me. How should I know? I'm scared. I'll pay you if you don't let him through the gate. You'll know him when you see him. A young good-for-nothing. You can see it in his eyes. Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, that's that phone. Like. I don't have a lot of time in life or in the game to dick around today. I don't know why I'm everything going away. Going
Yes,
for it.
then so be it.
We'll
If
do
you
it.
ran away,
What?
Can you help me out?
Yeah, I'll agree to it, but then I'll do.
What is it you need?
Hey, you looking for something, buddy? Me too. I'm gonna save my game though, and we'll look together.
If the objective in the market is
20 by 4 grand. Let's try to steal it, huh?
This is my first time in the city, and I don't know my way around. Do you?
You?
Yes, I'll know my way around a bit.
I'm sure you can help me then. I'm looking for a tavern, the Emperor Charles, but I don't even know what quarter it's in. I only know the merchant
This
quarter.
guy robs me, dude.
That's the Italian quarter.
Italian quarter? That must be...
Yes.
Thanks. I heard the food at that place is fantastic. Folks say their roasts fit...
Hey! Get your give that back!
Here you go.
Stop! Enough! Oof. Ah.
Had enough. Now hand it back. Everything you stole from me.
Here. That's all of it. Can I go now?
Piss off. And don't let me see you here again.
Yeah, let's see if we want to put it. Where is it? Back behind.
But it's surely worth looking into. And
Okay.
on your horses, because we will definitely be doing a full episode about Richard Cunningham on the series
Go back to the gate. Or,
We're up to our knees in a river of shit. I'm sorry.
I apologize.
wait, what am I doing? There's two. Okay. Anything optional. Okay. Okay. Yeah, spend plus 1 inches of our console. Nah, it's not. It's $1,000. Oh, I'm looking at this place. Oh, hey, be a dice game. I don't have time. Here's the flash jump.
So many... Christ! Pardon me.
I just don't want to do this by attitude.
Still, you're a good bloke.
You're proper hammered, ain't you? That's enough ale for you.
A good bloke. But when you were
I'm
young,
sorry.
a real fucker. But I like you anyway.
All right, we get it.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Do you know Jerome Naz? He's a KUTTENBERG councillor. And they say he comes here now and again.
Of course I know him. Me and the girls look after him like one of our own.
What services do you give him?
Ooh, wouldn't you like to know? All the girls do their own bit. We make certain Councillor Naz gets the best treatment.
And what do you do?
Wouldn't you like to know? But you need to make it worth my while.
Of course. How much do you want?
Coin won't catch me a husband. But a pretty dress, that might do it.
I'll try to get hold of one.
I look forward to it. It was good to see you, my friend.
I'm sorry.
Christ, take a bath. You look awful.
Do you know Jerome Naz?
Naz?
The councillor?
Aye, he's the one we had to change the tub for. I know who he is.
Why did he change his tub?
I'm sorry, but I'm not allowed to talk about it. It was a terrible disaster.
You can tell me. Councillor Naz sent me to check up on things here.
Uh-huh. And he didn't tell you what happened here?
No. He said I'd find out everything here. I'm supposed to measure it and, well, check it.
Right. If that's what Councillor Naz wants.
What happened to the tub?
We had these fleas. Like, lots of them.
Oh, I see.
It was terrible. We had to scrub the bathhouse top to bottom and wash or burn everything. And Councillor Naz found out and wanted his tub changed. Said he wouldn't use one that was crawling with fleas.
How did the fleas get in here?
Most likely some beggar broke in one night and partook of the bathhouse services. He left some flea-ridden rags lying about, and all of a sudden they were everywhere.
One rag is enough to infest the whole bathhouse.
You can't get rid of them.
Interesting. Where is the new tub?
Where the old one used to be, upstairs. But it's got new curtains now, made from this lovely embroidered fabric. And we put this nice cupboard next to it, where Councillor Naz's towels, bath...
I see Adam really pampers him.
Aye, he does. He's our...
What did Naz say about the fleas? Was he angry?
Adam talked to him about it, but I could hear him ranting and raving. I heard, and we all got it in the neck from Adam and all.
Thanks. That's all I need to know.
Are you going to check the tub then?
Well, I can see you take excellent care of the councillor, so it won't be necessary. Bye for now.
Mein Gott, wo liegt das Problem?
I'm sorry.
Grüß Gott.
It happens. Just watch where you're going next time.
Christ! What's the hold-up?
What do you need?
Show me your wear. Let's talk about the price. What would you say to...
You'll have... Aye. Thanks, and have a nice... What would you like?
My boy...
Certainly.
Tend to my wounds.
Great.
I'll gladly pay...
Great.
I reckon that's it. Take care of yourself out there, friend.
Come here. Do you know Councillor Naz? I heard he comes here from time to time.
A councillor? I don't think so. But try asking Mary. She serves the nobles.
Which one is she?
You'll know her when you see her. She ain't the youngest. She's bound to be around here somewhere.
I'll ask. Thanks.
Farewell, my friend. I apologize. I haven't seen you here before.
It's my first time.
I heard Councillor Naz is one of your customers. Is that true?
Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I can't share our secrets with you, can I?
You can tell me. I could tell right away you have important duties here, and that you'd know about an honoured guest like Naz.
Well, it's true. I'm the only one allowed to prepare him wine. Nobody else is allowed to even touch his barrel.
He has his own special drink.
Special and expensive. Adam gets it from... Actually, I don't know where he gets it from, but it's from somewhere far away. I secretly tasted it once, and it was...
Horrible?
I suppose my tongue isn't refined enough.
Is Naz's wine stored properly? If it's so precious, it'd be a shame if it's spoiled.
It's kept in the pantry with the other casks, but this one stands on these tall legs. Adam's afraid of it splashing on the floor when it's being poured, or something.
Oh, that makes sense, if it's so precious. Something you're forbidden from doing?
Doesn't like? I don't know.
He's never complained about anything? Never been unhappy about something?
Oh, he can't stomach herbs, actually. I recently brought some chamomile brew to his bath to give him a compress on his eyes. But the drunk Burke drank it when I wasn't looking. He came out in nasty rashes. Horrible it was.
Chamomile, you say? Interesting. I'll have to go now. But thanks. You've been a great help.
What with?
That's not important.
Pleased to be of service, you man of mystery. See you later.
Alright. We'll do that, but we'll do that later. We're going to get dressed. Where's Taylor? Oh, Taylor's on the other side of town. got these crappy, like a 10-pack size. Like, white, curly hair. Really? What did you spray? Yeah. Oh, like green? Oh. Find a dress. Coffee's. Taylor. To Taylor. Swift. Yeah, dude. Gobbler. Taylor's right here. No. Taylor's right here. So can you get through this way? Pretty quick. It's dark now. Ah.
We're closing. Last
Turn
chance.
tomorrow. Wait. There's still people here. Here. Come on. It's right here, right? I'll break in. Small door. Just sitting here? Come on. In the midget door? Come on.
Sit and bark.
Ah, it's not even. Oh. Denied it every turn here. Oh, hey.
Good to see you. Cheers. I hope you have an uneventful shift.
The close one. They're gonna have it every time. Oh, wow. There we go. Come on.
Damnation.
Oh, this is tough.
Never woke up. It's a mystery.
I'll have a look. Maybe next time I'll even fight.
You'll think twice next time before you do.
Hey. Like a chest or something.
you know, this is like more of a true quality to the entire movie, which I thought was great. Yeah, that's right. So what I gathered is they wanted to make from like the 1920s. They wanted to make a Dracula movie, but they couldn't get the copyright. Yeah, so they changed it. Literally, that's all they did. They were like, instead of Count Dracula, it's Count Orlok, and it's set in Germany, not in England. And it's instead of Jonathan Harper or Gina Harper, it's Ellen Hunter or something. Like literally, it's like this shit is kind of like, oh, they played it. So like that's all I knew about it. But he's really good. I thought it was pretty scary. Very scary. When you're watching the movie, you're like, oh, that's fantastic. He's not called that. Yeah, it's obviously called that. Yeah, I don't know what she's not the name is. He's kind of fake fantastic. Fake stuff. So anyway, yeah, Nosferatu is really
Dress. So, work a little harder for this one.
you see it.
Man, all very hard. Wow.
That's great. I think that would be a good
Hey, this is a dress. Yeah. Itches.
Who goes there? Huh?
Excuse me.
Pooch on that. Dress.
They know what employees want, and they don't. My name's Michael Ford. I teach at the Harvard Graduate School of Education, and I advise organizations on how to actually work with talent. And after interviewing thousands of individuals, we realized that there's 4 dominant reasons that are driving people to quit their job. And if businesses don't understand why, they're going to keep losing out on the talent that they want. This is Stand Together Presents. Stories, ideas, and advice from changemakers tackling the biggest challenges. Alright, so you ready to do this? Do it? So, if you went back 40, 50 years ago, there was at least an unsaid social contract in place between people who are switching jobs every 4 years. They're not having a purpose in their life. as a way to make progress. So what we found is that there's four quests with progress that cause people to make switches in their work. So the first quest is what we call get out. These are people who feel real urgency to make a move and quick because the way they're being treated, seeing their company, things just aren't good. For example, one person we worked with switched to a better title, more a bigger organization. But within 6 months,
what's the cost? Take it. Gross too. Oh, I got it here. We gotta wait till morning. And that all might be for now, just because we decided to save it. I'll face the consequences this time. But I gotta wait till morning. You're gonna wait. Shit. There you go. We're going. We're going. What, man?
What's that?
Tournament is today.
And so our suggestion to better support people on these quests is to develop a shadow.
1 hour. Probably should get some more rest.
Hey, innkeeper, that beer! Excuse me.
Hey, move. What's up, douchebag? What happened to, like, I wish there was more guild shit. You know, like, you can join these guilds and there's like 2 missions. But I guess this game's guild shit. Nobody playing dice? Alright. Black. Black. Man, a few words. That's sleep for an hour. Okay. We don't really need sleep. I'm gonna just go to town. I'm gonna do the tournament. And then I gotta do this Betty shit. Don't forget to drink. Put your armor on. Most important. Go to the tournament, baby. Game saved. Dice game. Where's my man? Where's my hired hand? Not that one. I swear to God, the right stick and the left stick. Like two different.
Are you starting to regret coming to play?
How Weeble sees the world. Yeah, man, it's made me feel sick. Good enough. Quick game dice on my way to the tournament. That's it. Maybe a beer or two. Also gonna change. There he is, my guy.
The Lord be with you.
Responsible for
what
most
game
of
would
my
you like to
grocery
play?
right now. Ugh. Boo.
I actually don't want to.
Make some money while I do this tournament, dude. We get 5 grand. Man, I'm not wanted. Boom! Buy some savior shots, bro.
Welcome.
Show me your wares.
Show me your wares. Show me your wares. Badges. I should have stolen badges.
Holy shit.
150 achievements. No, nice. That works. Haggle it.
I'd like to do something about. Is this enough?
That's not worth it. Aye, that...
Nice. For 150. And 3 flavor shots.
I'm sorry?
So I got it for free and got paid 150 years. Well, I gave her the badge or whatever. I need 2 badges. Alright. The dress. Let's go to Sailor. Back. No, I'll tell you. Oh, wait. You can't get the dress. You gotta go to the tournament. Well, wait. Let's remove the dress first. On the way, sort of. And then we'll go down to the tournament. Pictures are right there, and then back into the perfect plan as usual. Taylor got a dress, but I don't really care the price. Look at these all those doors. I've never done this before.
I'll be with you in... Welcome, sir. What can I do for you?
What's going to get robbed lately?
Would you repair a few? I'd like to do something about... Well... Do you accept?
You must be...
Yep. That's
Aye, you'll convince me with that price. Excellent.
Money.
You made a fine purchase, good sir.
Couponing. I got my app open. Ready to go.
Show me your wares.
What is a coder hide? I get the frilled dress. It's $59. What the heck? What can I sell? No. I don't know what that is. What the fuck is that? Is it a coat? Is that like what the word coat came from? It's like a dress. What's that? Okay. I thought that was actually from the game. That's pretty cool. But it's not. So he's close to the game guy, I guess, based on rough interpretations. They also call it a curdle. Okay. So it's like a dress. It might have worked. But I'll gladly pay $50 and just sell this dude some bullshit. Do I have an armorer's kit? I want to sell those. I don't really have anything to sell. Screw it.
I'd like to discuss the price. Very well.
You'll have to make a... Finally, a reasonable... I was glad to be of help to you, good sir.
I apologize.
The best wares on the market. Come and take a look.
Let's travel to here. Australia.
Be careful. I'm sorry?
I do. It's not enough.
You and I, and maybe a lot of listeners are familiar with Foster's beer, Australian beer, big blue can, red F. And it's like that's the whole thing. It's like we're an Australian beer. It's like apparently in Australia, it's like not popular at all.
It's not horrible though. So like,
yeah, or like we barely drank Guinness. Yeah. Apparently, like it's a beer that is just not popular in Australia. It's like really, it's like the Australian beer that's popular outside.
that's it for that kid, right? I need more of those.
Steakhouse, the restaurant.
Is that considered self-repair too? Because if it is,
No Australians involved in that at all.
yeah, that uses the whole thing. Okay, and then okay, wait, this rabbit's not over here, dude.
That was pretty good. Don't do what you did again.
Yeah, it is. I thought it was outside. See, this is the ramp part.
So Rodney Marks, who's also
It
that's where Rodney was a very smart guy. Earning himself a full scholarship to a prestigious school, but he was also
6'10".
God be with you.
Dude, what time did I sleep to? Shit. I think I slept till 10. Are you kidding me? Oh, dude, even if I sleep till 9, it's gonna be tough to make it. I can't go to the gym. Yeah. What's the other save? Okay, I can deal with that. I won't have that $1,000. That's okay. That's really all I asked. Right? And I know where it is if I want it. Okay. Wasn't that hard to get? I'm sorry. I'll take it. Make a savings account. Alright. Let me see how chick I have to talk to real quick. Find something infested with fleas too. Oh, there's probably plenty of dogs. Yes, yeah, okay, yeah, there's still that other chick, right? Where's the other one? Should have saved it. Wait.
What'll it be?
Show me your wares.
Yeah, I already did that.
Nothing to your liking, sir?
Come on, Lydia.
Good evening. Do you need something?
I already talked to her.
It was good to see you, my friend.
It's the other one. Damn it. Shit.
Oh, excuse me. My God, why taking so long?
Shut back.
To hell with it.
Can I help you?
It's not. That's what's wrong. Oh. What is that? Here. Find this hope.
I can tell from
Need a
just
mirror?
looking at you that you shouldn't overdo it. Strain yourself too hard and you'll make yourself ill.
It was
And
me,
then what?
remember?
I know what I can handle. Nobody's ever died
She's
from
doing a
honest
bath
work.
though, son of a bitch. Not wait 3 hours, dude. How come she was available before? Always pain in the ass. I'll wait. Just gotta make sure you do this for a minute. I have plenty of time. I'm gonna rob that tailor too. Screw it. I'm over it. This side of town. All through there on my way to the fucking.
Hell yeah. So it's 2016.
There's meeting mirror right there. Yeah, talk to her.
I apologize.
I think you can talk to her right when she like. I think you just talked to her.
They hate each other's like, I know. You spoil every book he's reading.
Yeah, it's all three.
I
No, you
apologize.
can't. That's what I'm saying. Buffett's what you completed in that. No one else thought. Can't talk to her. Not just looking at those stupid side quests. No one else thought.
Good evening. Do you need something?
I want to ask about that cat.
I know you do, but what about my...
I'll try to get hold of
I look forward...
I still have to do
Take care
that, I
then.
guess.
It happens. Just what?
Actually, if I do it right, I might get to the tailor. So just let's see how much time. Okay, we can get to the tailor by 9 o'clock. I think he's still open. Live together. Fast travel in the middle. Go to the tailor. He's not open. Rob his head. It's that simple. Go sleep. No, you're not inside the city. No, I thought it was the North Bathhouse. Trader. Not trading. Alright. Alright.
I'm not surprised.
This is the same one. You do right there.
Hey, you're not allowed here.
Jugs here, big and small.
The little doors.
Better the Tillery than the news.
My Tito's here doing his work.
Tell me then, what did he give you for it?
Sure. I tell you, you don't make
Excuse me?
Oh, this one. This one. Here.
Not only was Hughes a great success in his life with his work yielding fantastic results for the company working on, but Rodney personally wanted to be flying high too. Where for many, the idea of loneliness and being away from their work is likely to be a big issue. You know, time into the winter, Rodney recently began to engage to a young dangerous actress named Sonia Walton, who was also spending the winter season at the station, having signed exclusively so they could be together. The two were equally fodder and face as she dyed her hair green to go with Rodney's purple. Rodney also became close friends with several other tennis workers. Overall, he's considered a popular political guy. I mean, as we said even earlier, talking about this, he knows what the this is going to be here. He literally is living the scene versus his job. Yeah, this is insane.
Oh, Sakra!
This seems very intimidating. But this really seems like it everything.
Damn it. Those doors should be closed. You've no business here. Good. And don't come back till you've learned your manners. I should look inside my chest. See if anything's missing.
So the theory that Rodney accidentally those included drinking alcohol, various spirits, and whatnot, but they also include several, family for drinking liquids. So it was possible that Rodney had gotten the bottle and taken a good swig, but then we picked the wrong bottle. Unfortunately, because of issues with the bottle, it wasn't preserved.
Help! Help me! on! Folks, help! For God's sake, help! Thief! Ah!
Fine!
Oh!
Had your chance! Ha!
Stop hitting me!
We might as well give up, fucker! Got you, you swine! The pillory's too good for you! I'll chop you up on the spot! Ah, shit! What the... If you keep resisting, I've all the right in the world to execute you on the spot!
God be with.
Bloody scoundrel.
What are you doing?
There's no justice without punishment.
It's down, not getting anything. Okay.
Hi, that's right. Good old Hillary.
You ought to be ashamed, you scoundrel.
Chilling. Back. Can't get into my inventory. What the hell is going on? Why can't I get into my shit? That was weird. Clearly my up and down works. Why is it?
Most notably was his lack of questioning Rodney when it came to the two mysterious mushrooms concern. Granted, Rodney was in pain and highly agitated at the time, but any doctor would usually ask questions before injecting a patient with something as powerful